Hello everyone and welcome to another I Pick My Butt video. Today we're playing Archero and we're going to be going through the 5 different arrow tips that can be selected for power-ups in this game. And if you're new to the channel and want to stay up to date on Archero and anything related to it, well, tap that like, subscribe now. So we're all hoping for multi-shot, but what happens when you start your game and you're forced to choose between Holy Touch, Bolt, Blaze, or even Freeze or Poison? We're going to go through them all right now and show you what they do. On this one, we chose Blaze. And for anybody that hasn't used it yet, when you hit an enemy, you're going to set them on fire for a certain amount of time. In this situation, we're doing 121 points of damage, and it's going to strike the enemy 7 times for roughly about 850 damage points. Now, if you hit them twice, this does not stack from what I'm seeing, but 850 points, you're burning them, not a bad deal. And what I really like about Blaze is when you hit these enemies like the snakes that go underneath the ground, well, they're going to continue to take that 7 times damage even until they pop up, which will let you know where they're going to end up next. The next one is Holy Touch. And what this is, when you shoot an enemy, you're going to be shooting like a left or right holy beam out that's going to do additional damage if the enemy's right next to them. Now, they do have to be right in line. It is endless though, so it can stretch all the way across the screen. And as far as the damage goes, it's not really set. I've seen damage between 580 and 680 points. So if you figure that you're splitting both ways, it could be more powerful than Blaze, but really you gotta line it up just perfect. And all over Reddit, there's people complaining about this because when you're firing a lot of arrows, those little dash lines just really overwhelm and take up the screen. The next one, and probably one of my favorite, is Poison Touch. This is similar to the Blaze, but instead of only hitting 7 times, this is going to be continuous. So you hit the enemy once, and you don't hit him again, he's eventually going to die from the damage taken. And the damage itself, 242 points. That's about double what we're getting out of Blaze itself. But one little thing on that is when you're using Blaze, it's going to hit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Whereas this, it's going to be 1, 2, 3, and so on. Only a couple power-ups left, so don't forget to like and subscribe. If you see my other videos, you'll see me use Bolt a lot. And one of the reasons why I like to use this is it kind of feels like a ricochet effect. When we hit an enemy around us, it's going to kind of attach like a lightning bolt to the other ones and give them damage too. Now don't be confused because the armor I'm wearing does a lightning damage to the enemies around me. That's where you're seeing the 632. But the damage done to the enemies when we actually have that lightning chain going is about 198. And on top of that, it does cause a stunning effect, so I like it because as those enemies are rushing towards you, it will slow them down a little bit. And the last power-up we have is Freeze. And just like it's called, that's what it does. It's going to freeze the enemy for a split second. I haven't actually seen any additional damage done by using it, but one thing I have noticed, especially when facing the bosses, for example, this snake boss right here, which will normally do small blobs, one large blob, and then small blobs, with the freeze, it'll sometimes prevent him from doing one of those and kind of retreat early. Or even these bat bosses that are going to shoot directly at you. Well, there's been times of using the freeze, and when they're charging, freezing them will then make them stop and change their direction. So then the question is asked, what if I stacked all 5 of these to make a super arrow tip? Well, I wouldn't really advise it. You still want to focus on the main things like multi-shot, front arrow, tack up, speed up. Those are going to be the big things. But if I myself had to rank these in orders of what I would choose, well, I would go Poison, Blaze, Bolt, then Freeze, and then Holy Touch. To me, that's how I find these things are most helpful, and that really seems to be the way I go with things. But what I want from you guys is I want you to post down in the comments your order of these 5 power-ups, and let me know how they rank from best to worst. I just want to say a quick thank you to everybody that's been supporting the channels, new Patreon member, OG Clan. Thank you so much, bud. We also have channel memberships, PayPal, Patreon, or you guys can even follow me on Twitter or even Instagram. But at the end of the day, I really appreciate all you guys watching. Check out my other videos. We got plenty of completion ones. Know your best pet, and there'll be plenty more to come. So on that note, check out the other videos, and remember, I pick my butt.